Are you ready to hear about something special? Something that could change human history as much as anything ever. It's called the Human Evolver, and it's technology for human civilization to evolve. It does this in a very powerful, practical, and wonderful way. And when you hear about what it does, if you have any knowledge about psychology or the human struggle that humanity has faced throughout history, you'll know you're in the right place to change your life and join in a movement to spark a positive revolution for the human race. The Human Evolver is going to enlighten people with understanding about life faster than anything else because of how effectively we have simplified the sciences. When you're able to present scientific principles that directly apply to the thoughts and emotions happening inside of you, you're at the doorway of changing your life. Because understanding what's happening inside of you is where it begins. But here's the real power. Understanding alone is not enough. Don't get me wrong. It is the place to begin. Because if you don't understand, you're going to be dependent on someone else to do it for you. But nobody can think your thoughts for you. You have to think for yourself. And that's why understanding is the starting point. Then comes the brilliant and amazing idea of mapping your consciousness. This means identifying the habits of thought that happen inside of you every single day. If you've never heard of this before, this might be your first real lesson. You see, thoughts are happening in your head, most of them subconscious, and they're creating your reality. Whatever is in your life right now is the result of those thoughts cycling in your head around and round day after day. And here's a fact that might surprise you. Over 90% of your thoughts repeat every day. And that's a wonderful truth because if you're trying to change something in your life, when you get it right one day, the next day is 90% handled. So back to mapping your consciousness. When you identify your thought habits and you find out that many of those thoughts are mindless, without purpose, or negative. And those are the only two types of thought that are stopping you from creating what you truly want in your life. And here's another truth. Most people have never been taught to sit down and choose what they want, to think about it. Worse, most people have defense mechanisms running in their subconscious, blocking them from even finding out what they want. They live in a kind of inner war, bouncing between mindless self-talk and negative commentary about why their life is the way it is instead of the way they want it to be. See, and whatever you think over and over again, you will eventually believe and then act on. This is the powerful truth that the Human Evolver uses because right now, there's no magical trick that you can do in 5 minutes that will make your life amazing forever. You want your thoughts, those cycling thoughts inside of you, to flow with positivity, to have purpose, and to move you towards what you want. You want real and lasting change, and that change comes from the version of yourself who naturally thinks those thoughts. And that's what the Human Evolver helps you do. There are fundamental aspects of consciousness that we have to focus on: awareness, productivity, and effectiveness. When you condition yourself to be aware and positive almost all the time, your life will change quickly. And when you condition yourself with recordings and reminders to pay attention to your thoughts as much as you do the outside world, then choose to be positive or productive, your life begins to rise tremendously. And of course, there's one more magical one, and that's gratitude. You must be thankful for everything, including the challenges you face. Why? Because each challenge is a single obstacle you need to overcome to become the next version of yourself. Every obstacle is your opportunity, but you also need a system outside of you that helps you shape your thoughts inside of you. Systems that make your thoughts cycle in ways that produce real results. This is basic cause and effect. Like when we were kids and we first discovered how things reacted to how we touched them. We saw this, we learned. That same wonder and joy of discovering how your thoughts create your reality is a key to living your best life. Now, you're also going to learn about human ability, a definition of it. It has two halves, power and grace. Now, power is the ability to move, and grace is the ability to adapt effectively. This definition is simple but profound. When you apply it to your daily life, you begin to come out of the darkness of confusion, especially when you know your thoughts as well as your best friend. You want to recognize them instantly. You want to see them coming before they arrive. You want to refine them into a magnificent flow. And this flow brings something so important, significance. Because as human beings, we want to feel significance. It's basic. We say, hey, you're cool. Look at you. It feels good to us. And we earn that by mastering our thoughts. Now, you and I may not think like Einstein or run around like a world-class athlete, but you can absolutely become world-class at thinking your thoughts. That's your game, your arena. You want to get those thoughts to flow and cycle with power, grace, and joy. When you perceive those kinds of thoughts inside yourself, it becomes your source of happiness. It also gives you the energy to face the challenges like stress and fear, fatigue, lack of confidence, even pain, relationship struggles, or financial difficulties. When your thoughts cycle beautifully, your life begins to reflect it. And that's what the Human Evolver helps you to do. It becomes the language you use to speak to yourself. The self-talk division is deep and powerful. One of the metaphors we use at the Human Evolver is the radio channel. You see, when you tune into the station that reflects what you want, this channel is made up of vibration and light. Now, the vibration flows in your heart, your lungs, and your stomach, and the light illuminates everything you care about. It's not just spiritual, it's scientific. These vibrations are a part of your health. So you tune into that channel with purpose and you say, okay, here we are. Stay tuned in, stay focused. Then you talk to yourself about what matters and you follow through. This brings us to two more powerful ideas, the flow state and intrinsic pleasure. We have been aware, humanity, of the flow state for millennia, and it's been studied for decades. And it's something you can condition yourself to enter as a part of your daily life. And intrinsic pleasure, this is deep now. And pleasure without wisdom can and usually does lead to pain. If we get lost chasing good feelings, we ignore what needs our attention. But when we delay gratification and choose to focus with intent, it adds to our happiness and our self-esteem. And here's the wonderful part. When you're focusing effectively, it actually feels good in a healthy way. It feels good and it adds to your happiness. Now that, my friend, is the sweet spot. You begin to trust yourself. And these are the fundamentals, the psychology, the principles. You will understand what's happening inside of you. You'll know what you need to do and what you've avoided and what needs changing and what habits you need to install. And it will all become simple. You will begin to direct your attention and intention into the parts of your life that matter most. You'll create the systems and thoughts that build your best life. This is what it means to evolve your consciousness to the highest level of functionality possible in 2025. So if you feel something stirring inside of you right now, if your mind is clear and your heart may be beating a little differently, then maybe this is your moment. The Human Evolver isn't just another product. It's an invention, a system. It's a calling. It's technology built to evolve the most powerful force on earth, your consciousness. And you're invited. Whether you want more happiness or better health, or clearer thoughts, or the ability to finally improve your finances and your focus, this is where the journey begins. Click the link, join the movement, start evolving your consciousness. Hey, and who knows, maybe you'll even meet people near you on this same wonderful path. This is how we create the most meaningful life, one thought at a time. Welcome to the Human Evolver.